Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Akram Shaban. I hope you guys are doing great. A lot of things have been happening throughout this week, and I just want to hear cover it. Exciting time to see how we are leading and always up ahead with what's really going on. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so XRP is at $1.33. It's been doing great and holding that price up. Stellar is insanely really well. Also, Stellar went to 60 cents and did the price correction to like 43 cents here and went back down. But yeah, as long as it's up there, 43 cents instead of 9 cents, that's really good. And Hedera H bar is at 13 cents. All right, moving on. Verson had this out. Just got back from Las Vegas Grand Prix Formula One race. We had the privilege of connecting with some of the most successful business leaders in crypto. Of course, we made sure to share our research and insight on how XRP and XLM are changing the financial landscape. So, of course, yeah, this is Versan and Digital Outlook. And it's amazing to see them together here. And yeah. And the F1 track is insane. So, it's beautiful to see it. But yeah, this is insane. This is amazing milestone for Versan and Digital Outlook. So this is amazing. All right. So he had this out also for Sun. Swift and the BIS have set the deadline for full implementation of ISO 20022 blockchain protocols by November 2025, setting the stage for the new system coming into play, XRP XLM. Interoperability is key since these technologies are complementary, each serving a unique role. So of course, ISO 202 tokens compliant, and as we see, and according to my research and my previous videos, you have seen my research on the BIS draft research that I found, and I covered that. I think it's Project Agora, and yeah, they want to have this fully implemented ISO 20022 tokens, okay, at 2025. By 2025, they have to have this ready. So November 2025, and yeah, so it has to be on 2025, as we see here. And yeah, we're already up ahead, of course, and you guys seen the research. I've done the video on the BIS. So this is really important. What is actually going on right now? Things are escalating as we see, and prices are surging pretty high up. So, of course, this is great news for us. All right, so Mother of God, the Bearable Bull, had this out. Of course, yeah, XLM went to 61 cents. This is insane to see how powerful Stellar went up to. So this is nice. Kind of backtracked a little bit, but yeah, it's insane to see this amazing surge from XLM, Stellar. And over here as well, people are just shocked. Really shocked. And yeah. All right, so as this is by subjective views, Ripple and Hedera are two top contenders. Tokenized money market funds offer increased liquidity, lower transaction cost, and global accessibility. Take a listen.
Brilliant. Well, I think we've got time for one more question, which I would really like to get in, because I'm quite curious as to what answer this. And that is really that there are, I guess, kind of, when we have discussed fintech over the years, I guess there have been kind of two things that have been mentioned as kind of key drivers. One being democratization of assets, and the other being the kind of removal of layers of what might be perceived as unnecessary intermediation between people who own assets and actually access to those assets themselves. So in other words, all the kind of layers of the financial system that exist today. And I guess my question is, do you see those two key, what might be seen as key drivers for fintech as being inconsistent with institutional involvement and adoption in the digital assets market? Or if you don't see them as being inconsistent, how do you kind of explain those together? I don't know, Simon, would you like to
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll turn the question around maybe a little bit, but I think let's use the money market funds there as sort of the topic of the day. And you could kind of say, well, why tokenize a money market fund? You can invest in a money market fund anyway. Why do you need it in token form? And I think there's a number of reasons from both the issuer side and the consumer side of tokenizing a money market fund. If you kind of look at the consumer side, maybe first. I mean, we tokenise money market funds from Aberdeen and BlackRock, and we've got others coming. But look at the Aberdeen one, for example. I mean, to invest in a money market fund with Aberdeen, to get in at the lowest price point, the share class that gives you the cheapest price point, which is typically 10 basis points for them, I think. It's a multi-million-dollar investment. I think it's a $75 million minimum to get the lowest share class in the fund. Now, Aberdeen have given us access to the lowest share class. We add a bit on top, but not a great deal. And we provide access at $5,000. So suddenly the end users are getting access to a fund or some end users are getting access to a fund that they would never be able to afford before because the price point is much lower. Also, once it's in token form, you can actually keep your money in the digital world. So if you're trading Bitcoin and you want to come off rather than leaving it sitting in USDC and doing nothing, you don't want to bring it out to the fiat banking system. You want to leave it there so you can put it in a tokenized money market fund. So there's real benefits for the consumers, the people sort of making use of these tokenized things. You kind of look at it from the other side, why would Aberdeen offer it out? Well, they're getting access to a whole universe of potential users who they would never get access to before. And because we're, the model we're using at the moment is tokenized beneficial ownership, basically. They just see our tracked nominees sitting on their cap table. We worry about all the other users that actually have the beneficial ownership of it. And so they, for minimal overhead, they get access to, a whole new universe of users. And long term, their vision is that it'll be a more efficient way to handle funds and instruments and everything else. So there are long-term benefits as well. But I think there are those sort of two examples of benefits from each side of a money market fund transaction.
Right, you guys heard that right. So insane to see this. He actually put this out on June 22. He just reposted it again. And yeah, Ripple and Hedera are the two top contenders here. And yeah, all this fintech companies, and it's insane to see how things are escalating right now also. All right, so this is by Leo Hadiji. I'm not even going to spell that, but Leo, according to the LinkedIn profile of Ripple employee, achieved successful adoption of XRPL solutions by multiple central banks, driving innovation and growth in the industry. So, is on the profile on LinkedIn, partner, engineer, technical manager, CBDC, achieved successful adoption of XRPL solutions by multiple central banks, driving innovation and growth in the industry. So this is crazy, and we're not talking out our asses. This is actually right here. And yeah, it's all involving these specific tokens, these specific technologies, these specific protocols: XRP, XLM, HBAR, those ISO 222 tokens. All right, so moving on. AJ had this out. This XRP documentary, insane. If you're a member of XRP Army, you need to see this. So many people bought the documentary in the first 2 days. The site crashed. I interviewed Fruition Films about why he exposed the SEC's war against crypto. So of course I actually watched this, and thanks to my friend Paul. Thank you, man, for sharing, for getting this and showing it to me. And I watched this, and it was insane how this documentary was made. It was all about of course, John Deaton, and the lawsuit, and how it's all a fuss, it's all fake, and there's Gary Gensler going after crypto, and of course, just the history of what we've gone through with these lawsuits, and of course, Tether, and all of the, all this broken system that we have right now, and going against crypto, and Elizabeth Warren speaking of that as well too. So it was an amazing documentary, and I encourage you guys to watch it. It's really informative, and a lot of knowledge there to be seen and heard. So by also a lot of known individuals like Digital Asset Investor, and I think other uh, crypto content creators, of course. But this is important, and I should watch this again, and you should too, because I liked it, and I'm gonna watch it again, and just of course enjoy it. All right, so this is by Smoke. Yes, a payments cyber attack could cost the world over $3 trillion. So of course, now I want to say this because this is really important. Um, with these surges, with these price increases, with this money that is actually growing right now, a million our ledgers currently, we gotta see high possibility of cyber attacks. So of course, you guys need to be careful with your investments, of course, and even your ledgers, and buy a Faraday bag that prevents any EMP attacks and cyber attacks. However, of course, I'm not your financial advisor, but you still need to do your homework in protecting your money. This is important. The threat of a cyber attack is so high that it's the most cited risk in Bank of England systemic risk survey documented. So as you guys can see here, payment system cyber attack could cost the world $3.5 trillion. And the risk of a cyber attack is the most cited risk in the latest Bank of England systemic risk survey for the second half of 2023, with 80% of firms mentioning it. This is the highest proportion of respondents citing cyber risk ever recorded in the survey. So, again, also right here, IMF warns a high probability of cyber attacks in the financial system, which I also covered on my previous video. You should guys watch that. In its November 2024 publication, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, once again focuses cyber attacks as a significant global risk. And right here, it says cyber threats really high relative likelihood. Let me just zoom in here so you guys can see it. Medium cyber attacks on physical or digital infrastructure, including digital currency and crypto assets. Technical failures and misuse of AI technology trigger financial and economic instability. So be careful. If it's gonna happen to banks, it could happen to you. And yeah, of course, same one right here. Cyber attacks could spell the end of Tether. A report from the European Parliamentary Research Service highlights the instability of Tether, pointing to several potential triggers for its collapse. One major threat, a large-scale cyber attack. So, of course, Tether is a really bad investment. I don't want to speak to everybody else, but I don't like Tether, and it's I don't know. It's up there for nothing. It's making money out of thin air, so it's not a good investment. But as you guys can see here, for example, credit rating agency Fitech Ratings noted in an article that Tether's commercial paper holdings may be larger than those of most prime money market funds in the US and EU. Therefore, a sudden mass redemption of Tether could affect the stability of short-term credit markets or cause runs in cases of major cyber attack or doubt about stable coin's value. All right. Moreover, in the event of a run on a global stablecoin, the liquidation of assets to cover redemptions could have negative contagion effects on the financial system. Lastly, the fact that the various components of a stablecoin arrangement may be located in different countries means that an operational risk event occurring in a country with a weak institutional setting could spill over to advanced economies, where most of the pool of assets underlying the stablecoin are invested. So, as you guys can see, I'm not gonna read all of it, but yeah, cyber attack, and they could end Tether. I'd like the sound of that. All right, so moving on, that XRP Ledger network is growing rapidly. XRPL gained 46% more nodes since October. This is a direct correlation of people actively using and building on the XRPL because there is no other incentive to run one. As you guys can see right here, of course, much more nodes, which means there's a lot of more volume here. There's a lot of, all these nodes are rippled to 2.11, and of course all different versions, but I think that's also like nodes. Okay, this is the XRPL, so yeah. Nodes found 597. It's all on the map. Nodes or not? I think nodes, right? I was gonna go ahead with nodes. But yeah, this is an insane, beautiful thing we're seeing right here as well. So I like this. So we're growing. XRPL is really growing rapidly, and of course right now there's new investors right now buying into XRP at this price, and forgot to buy it on the lowest prices. But yeah, this is beautiful to see. All right, this is by just some guy. That's crazy. Okay, the reason why Stellar XLM is pumping, those futures contract just gobbled up the supply. $8.9 billion in trading. Enjoy the ride. $1 trillion total market cap incoming. Mark my words, that's an insane amount of volume for its first week. XLM. So you guys can see here on this is the XLM volume on Binance is 4.67 billion. Oh my god. And XLM, of course, here on the exchange as well. Futures open interest. Crazy. And we have over here Stellar derivatives volume soars to $8.98 billion. So yeah, you guys can see it. We've done the research. We've done the work to present you like all this information that we have been knowing, and we were not lying. We were always right, whether it's me, Rasan, or Vendel. But we have done a great job, and it's much more clearer of what's happening with these tokens and giving them their rightful moves and to get and reach these kind of prices. So I'm optimistic. I'm happy. This is insane. This is funny. Crypto community, other crypto projects. That is true. We have a lot of new also XLM investors, and but there's a lot of people who still don't want to buy at this price, and of course, it's just investors at this point. So, all right. So of course now this is from Anders. XDC showing strength in a downturn. Of course, I'm a big XDC investor, and from what we're seeing, of course, for XDC, huge, amazing, powerful price surges from XDC as well. So it's really doing well. I think over here, let me just type this and show you. XDC network currently is really powerful, and of course I hold XDC. So of course XDC was at 2 cents, and boom, it went to 2 cents to 5 cents. So this is amazing to see, amazing. So I'm also an XDC holder. It's also, by the way, it's an ISO 222 token. And yeah, we're not bullshitting. XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, those are the future ISO 222 tokens. And of course, there's a bit more as well, probably Flare and others, Velo and Algo and IOTA. So, well, that concludes my video here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. It's an amazing time to really come up on here and cover a lot of news for you guys that is so important, and that also needs to be addressed, of course, on a daily basis. And yeah, I always try to just gather information and just present it at once. And of course, if you guys have any topic you guys want me to cover, I'll definitely cover here on the channel. But without further ado, just make sure you guys are being safe and protected, especially your ledgers and your financial portfolios, and be safe of a lot of cyber attacks that are about to happen. So insane time where we live right now, and also it's a milestone, and we should be celebrating at this point. It's amazing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed day, blessed evening, blessed night, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.